Vakwetu, ati vakwetu, na lero twaleta. Hey, stealing someone's hashtag. So now we continue with quadratic equations. Today we're going to talk about completing the square method. Okay. Last time we talked about factorization. Now let's see how we can solve a quadratic equation using completing the square method. So again, we have the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Then we have 4 steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. Step 1, make sure that the coefficient of x squared is 1, okay? First of all, you have to check the equation and see that a is equal to 1. Make sure that the coefficient of x squared is 1, okay? That's the first step. Then step 2, transfer the constant to the other side of the equation, okay? The constant is this part. Take it to the other side of the equation, okay? You transfer it to the other side of the equation, okay? Then step 3, add half of b to both sides of the equation, then square it, okay? Add half of b, this becomes b, okay? Add half of b to both sides of the equation and square it, okay? Half of b to both sides of the equation and square it. Then step 4, simplify, okay? Simplify, solve. So we have to follow these 4 steps to solve the equation, okay? So this is the method of completing the square method. This is the same method that we are going to use to derive the equation or the formula, which is called the quadratic formula, okay? Is derived by this method, completing the square method. So first of all, the first step, you have to make sure that the coefficient of x squared is 1. And then the second step, you have to take the constant to the other side of the equation, okay? You take the constant to the other side of the equation, so it will be negative c over a. Then step 3, add half of b to both sides of the equation and then square it. Then step 4, simplify, okay? So now let's go through the examples. So we have the first example. Okay, solve the following quadratic equations by completing the square method, okay? So now x squared minus 7x plus 12 is equal to 0, okay? So step 1, we check for the coefficient of x squared, okay? What's the coefficient? It is 1, okay? There is nothing here, there is no other number apart from 1. So the coefficient of x squared is already 1, okay? So we have checked step 1, okay? That's correct, okay? We have made sure that the coefficient is 1. Then we do step 2. Step 2, transfer the constant to the other side of the equation. So we take 12 to the other side of the equation of the equal sign, which becomes negative 12, okay? When we take 12 to this side, it changes the sign and it becomes negative 12, okay? That's the second step. And then we go to step 3, okay? Now add half of b, okay, to both sides of the equation and square it, okay? So what is b? b is minus 7, okay? What is half of minus 7? Minus 7 is, half of it is minus 7 over 2, okay? All right? Half of it is minus 7. Half simply means, a, for example, multiplied by 1 over 2, okay? This is half of a number, okay? So half of 7 minus 7 is minus 7 multiplied by half, okay? minus 7 multiplied by half, which gives us minus 7 over 2. Minus 7 over 2 is the half of minus 7. So we add it to both sides of the equation. Look, here we have added it, and we have added this side. Now we continue simplification. This is the most crucial part, okay? You take x and this part inside the equation which you have squared, okay? So x minus 7 over 2 squared, okay? This is like we have simplified, okay? Because when we square this, we are going to get this expression, okay? When we expand this, we get this, okay? So we take x and this part, okay? So what terms do we take? This squared terms with their sign. What is the sign here? It's positive, okay? So x minus 7 over 2. The sign here is minus, okay? So we take these sides which are squared and we put them in one bracket and we square them, okay? So we have x minus 7 over 2. X minus 7 over 2 squared, okay? When we expand this term, we will get this one. From this other side, we just simplify. Minus 12 plus 49 over 4, because minus 7 squared is 49, and 4, okay, this one will be 4. 2 squared is 4. So here we have the common denominator is 4. 4 times 12 is minus 48. Okay, minus 48 plus 49, it's 1. Okay, 1 over 4. So now what we have x minus 7 bracket squared is equal to 1 over 4, okay, is equal to 1 over 4. Then we take the square root from both sides, okay, this one cancels, and here we are going to have x minus 7 over 2 is equal to minus or positive 1 over 2, okay. So when we take minus 7 over 2 to the other side, it becomes positive 7 over 2. So x is equal to 7 over 2 minus or plus 1 over 2. The denominator is the same, is 2, okay. Because this is a quadratic equation, it has two roots, okay. So x1 is equal to 7 over 2 minus 1 over 2. And we simplify, okay. Since the common denominator is 2, 7 minus 1, 6 over 2, which is 3. So x1 is equal to 3. Then the other possibilities, x2 is equal to 7 over 2 plus, when you look at here, there are two signs, plus 1 over 2. So x2 is equal to 7 over 2 plus 1 over 2. 7 plus 1 is equal to 8 over 2. This is 4. So x2 is equal to 4, okay. So yeah, this is our first example. Then our second example, of course, we solved this by factorization, okay. Now, step 1, the coefficient of x squared is already 1, okay. Now, step 2, we transfer the constant to the other side. When it comes to this side, it becomes negative 4. Then step 3, we add half of b to both sides and then we square it. So what is half of 5? It is 5 over 2 squared. Okay, 5 over 2 squared. We add it to both sides. Okay, we add half of b and we square it on both sides. And then step 4, we just need to simplify. Okay, so what we do, we take these terms which are squared, we put them in one bracket. Okay, x, okay, plus 5 over 2 squared. When we expand this, we're going to get this term. Okay, so what do we get? We just get the term itself, x, and 5 over 2. Okay, we get these squared terms and put them in one bracket and we square. Okay, what is the sign here? It is positive, so no wonder it is 5 over 2. When you look at the previous example, it was minus here because the sign was minus inside. So here we just do the simplification. this is 25. Okay, 5 squared is 25, then 2 squared is 4. Then we go on with simplification. Okay, we are going to have minus 16 plus 25 over 4. Okay, then because 4 times 4 is minus 16 plus 25 over 4. So here we have 25 minus 16 is 9. Okay, so we have 9 over 4. So we apply the square root sign on both sides of the equation. So this one cancels, and of course we have x plus 5 over 2 is equal to what is the square root of 9 is 3, of 4 is 2. So x plus 5 over 2 is equal to minus or plus 3 over 2. So we take 5 over 2 to the other side, it is negative, plus or minus 3 over 2. So x1 is equal to minus 5 over 2 minus 3 over 2. Common denominator is 2, so minus 3, okay, plus minus 5 is minus 8 over 2. Okay, and then so x1 is minus 4. Then same thing with x2. Now we take this one with a plus, so minus 5 over 2 plus 3 over 2. Okay, so what do we have? Minus 5 over 2 plus 3 over 2 is equal to minus 3 plus 3 over 2, which is minus 2 over 2. And this is x2 is equal to minus 1. Okay, so we just need to follow these steps. Of course, the complicated part is when you start simplifying here. Okay, and now let's look at the last example. 3x squared plus 14x minus 49 is equal to 0. Step 1, make sure that the coefficient of x squared is 1. So how do we make the coefficient 1? We divide by 3. Okay, we divide by 3. We divide every term by 3. So 3 over 3, 14 over 3, minus 49 over 3, 0 over 3. Okay, so we have now x squared plus 14 over 3x minus 49 over 3 is equal to 0. And we go to step 2. Take the constant to the other side of the equation. So x squared plus 14x, x squared plus 14x over 3 is equal to 49 over 3 when it goes to the other side. Then step 3, add half of b to both sides of the equation, okay, and then you square it. So this is b, half of it is this term times 1 over 2, okay. So even here we do the same. So x squared plus 14 over 3x plus 7 over 3, okay. 2 into 14 is 7. So 7 over 3 squared is equal to 49 over 3 plus 7 over 3 squared. So here now what we have, x plus 3, x plus 7 over 3 squared, in brackets, is equal to 49 over 3 plus 49 over 9. When we square 7 and 3, okay, we get 49 and 9. Then also we go on with the simplification, okay, x plus 7 over 3 brackets squared. Of course, 49 is common here, we can factor it out. So we remain with 1 over 3 plus 1 over 9. Okay, common denominator is 9. When we do that, we're going to find out that is 4 when we simplify. So we have x plus 7 over 3 squared is equal to 196 over 9. Okay, 49 times 4 is 196. So over 9. Now, now we just take the square root. Okay, we apply the square root on both sides of the equation, here and this side. So this one cancels. We remain with x plus 7 over 3 is equal to minus or plus square root of 196 is 14. Square root of 9 is 3. So x plus 7 over 3 is equal to minus plus 14 over 3. So x1 is minus 7 over 3. We take the minus 14 over 3, which is the denominator is the same, it is 3, okay? So we just add the numerators. So 7 plus 14 is 21, okay? So minus 21 over 3, which is equal to minus 7, all right? That is minus 7. Then x2 is equal to minus 7 over 3 plus 14 over 3. So x2 is equal to, the denominator is the same, 3 minus 3 plus 14. So 14 minus 7, it is 7. So x2 is 7 over 3, okay? These are just, from this part going here, it is just simplification, okay? But the important steps to follow are step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. Okay, step 4 is just simply simplifying. Okay, it's just solving. Yeah. So I don't know how I have explained, but yeah, this is what I can do for now. Okay. Stay safe, everyone, and see you next time.